we're gonna start with Yankees and Red Sox. Is this even like a rivalry anymore? Because when I was growing up, the Yankees and the Red Sox was the greatest rivalry in sports, and I don't think the Yankees and the Red Sox are a great rivalry anymore. I'm gonna clip that and I'm gonna say it more like this. All right, first matchup is the Red Sox and the Yankees, which is not a real rivalry anymore. When I was growing up, the Yankees and the Red Sox were a real rivalry. The Yankees and the Red Sox are just not a rivalry anymore. It's when I was growing up, they were fighting, they were killing each other, they hated each other. They did not enjoy each other's presence, and they didn't want to be on the same field with each other. When I was growing up, this was the greatest rivalry in sports, and it wasn't super close. See, I was born in '96, so for me, the greatest rivalries were Yankees and Red Sox, mainly from what I was told. Up and through like 2008, I think it pretty much was, but. USC and Notre Dame was still pretty big at the time. Those games felt really, really massive. I think the Warriors and LeBron and the LeBron Cavs was an incredible rivalry. I think recently the Chiefs and the Bills have become such a rivalry that I really don't think that anyone considers the Red Sox and the Yankees a top rivalry in sports anymore. You can't. You know what's way better? Bama and Georgia. Bama and Georgia is electric. Every time they play, it's crazy. They meet in the SEC championship game all the time. They meet in the playoffs. It's an electric rivalry. And Red Sox Yankees isn't that anymore. They used to fight and kill each other and hate each other's guts, and they don't anymore. When they play tomorrow and you watch the hype video that Fox is going to play before the game of like these two teams hate each other, all the stuff is going to be from like pre-2014. All the good stuff is from years and years ago. I don't see where this rivalry comes from anymore. Bullet Slinger says Texas and Oklahoma too. Yeah, the Red River rivalry or the Red River shootout is what it was originally called before we got woke. I feel like I shouldn't be saying those words. It might get me whatever. But there are better rivalries than Red Sox and Yankees, and it doesn't live up to what it used to be. It doesn't mean what it used to mean. If you watch that 2004, if you watch the documentary that just recently came out on Netflix, I think produced by Meadowlark Media, shout out Dan Levitard and Meadowlark Media, it's amazing. That series was unbelievable. Coming back from 3-0 like that, but it wasn't just that. It was the fact that they hated each other's guts. And the Yankees were the big brother to that little boy in Boston. And New York, as a city, had a rivalry with Boston. And I don't know if I feel that anymore. Knicks and Celtics today feels like there's more bad blood than Red Sox Yankees. When the Knicks and Celtics meet in the playoffs, it felt bigger than what tomorrow is. There was a day where this would absolutely lead every single sports talk show that's worth a darn. And I guess this is the only one. Red Sox Yankees used to mean something and it doesn't anymore. With that being said, the Yankees 1-2 punch between Max Fried and Carlos Rodon is going to be really, really tough to overcome. Roman Anthony is the best player on the Red Sox, which is crazy because he's 21 years old. He is in that same position that Mike Trout was in when Mike Trout first made the postseason and got swept and didn't really do anything after that. It's one of those things where if Roman Anthony is playing, I believe in the Red Sox, but since it doesn't look like Roman Anthony is going to be playing, it's going to be hard to get there. Do they have magic within them? Yes, they do. They are one of those teams in these playoffs, there's only a couple of them, that have a little bit of magic in them that Boston Red Sox have. Playing in New York is going to be tough. But the Red Sox have a little bit of that magic, and they also have like probably the greatest closer in the history of sports. Aroldis Chapman has this might go down as the greatest season relief pitcher or closer has ever had, ever. His numbers are absolutely dominant. I believe he gave up 1 earned run, or he had 1 blown save the entire year. Let's check it out. Brick Jock says the 2018 Red Sox Yankees was still prime. Was it? Did they like? Was it? I don't know why you think that. If you want to explain it to me in your words, you could call in at 213-352-5216. Araldus Chapman. Baseball Reference is maybe the greatest website of all time. Okay. This season is right here. A 3.5 WAR as a closer is crazy. That's more than dude, that's more than like what? 1.6, 2, 3.5. Well, shouldn't have started there. 1.9, 1.7, 3, 4. I'm such an idiot. I don't care. I'm doing something so stupid. No one cares. I was trying to be like, oh, it's better than his last 3 seasons combined, which it is, but I was trying to go for 4, but I don't think it's 4. I think it's better than his last 3 seasons combined. Anyways, whatever. His 2025 has been absolutely electric. His ERA is 1.7. See if it's getting blocked. Sorry. I'm going to move me up a little bit right here. His ERA this year is 1.17 in 67 games that he's appeared in. 32 saves, 61.1 innings pitched. He's only given up 28 hits in 61 innings and 9 runs. He's given up 9 runs in 61 innings pitched. It's incredible. It's an incredible season. And like I said, he only has that 1 blown save. His whip is 0.7. It's a top whip in the league. I don't even know what ERA plus actually means. That's how dumb I think nerds are. That's how little I care about nerds. I don't even learn their stupid stats. 351 ERA plus. I don't. Don't clip that. I just became Japanese. Oh, geez. Doja Cat. What I would do to sing her a song. Araldus Chapman is so good this year. He's incredible. It's gonna be one of those things where if it's close or the Red Sox are winning, it's kind of done. The Yankees are gonna be out. I believe in the Yankees a lot in terms of they have an incredible lineup. Aaron Judge has not done it in the postseason yet, so he's obviously due for that. Oh boy, we're getting a call. Everybody. Hold on to your horses. Hello, you are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. What's your name and where you're calling from?
This is Brick from Phoenix.
Brick from Phoenix. How you doing, Brick? We got you live on the show. What would you like to talk about, Brick?
I'd like to talk about Red Sox Yankees. Saying this rivalry ain't shit anymore, that's fucking bullshit. What are we talking about? This is literally one of the greatest, most historic rivalries in all of sports.
Yeah, historically. Not recently.
Not recently because the Red Sox have been beating the Yankees. And I still think there's animosity between these two cities. There's still that sibling rivalry. The reason why it hasn't been great is because the Red Sox haven't really been great for very long. This is like their first time making the playoffs since 2020. And otherwise, every time they've met in the playoffs since 2004, the Red Sox just handled them. 2018, they beat them like 16-1 in one of those games. I think this is still an important rivalry, but I think also over the course of the next few years, the rivalry is going to continue to heat up.
I hear what you're saying. The biggest standout that what I hear from you is 2018. Brother, it's 2025. I'm talking. It's been 7 years. If you were born, if you're 10 years old right now, if you're a 10 or a 12-year-old and you're finally hitting your baseball like little league prime, you don't think that the Red Sox and Yankees is a real rivalry. You think Dodgers Yankees is a bigger rivalry than that. Way bigger. Or Detroit and Cleveland has been a better rivalry.
But they've also been more competitive. I mean, the problem is the Red Sox have been, let's be honest, they've been ass for the last 4 years. And it wasn't until this year that they started to get their shit together. So, I mean, yes, I can agree, like maybe Dodgers and Padres is more heated currently. But I still think we're talking about, this is still a massive matchup. We got Garrett Crochet, Max Fried in this game. And I feel like the series, there's still going to be that animosity. The history alone is still going to make this a great series.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, Brick. I totally believe that this series is going to be awesome. Max Fried, Garrett Crochet is going to be an electric start to the postseason. But man, it's a lot of like, what have you done for me lately? But you keep saying the rivalry's gone away because the Red Sox haven't been good. But a good rivalry, it doesn't matter how good or bad the teams is. Every single year USC and Notre Dame play, it's big. Every single year that Texas and Oklahoma play, no matter how bad each team is, it's big. Clemson, South Carolina, no matter what, it's always big. The rivalries in college football are always going to be bigger than the rivalries in pro sports. But in history, when I'm talking about a great rivalry, it doesn't matter how good the teams are, man. It's about hatred. And I don't think there's hatred anymore. Like there's animosity and they don't like each other, but I don't think there's like pure-blooded hatred. I think Aaron Judge is gonna give high fives and everything after the game. I think he's gonna be nice to the guys. Like no one's gonna be going spikes up. No one's going to chase Utley on him. I don't think this is the rivalry that it used to be when we were growing up. I don't know your age, but I'm assuming you're a hot male. Whoa, sorry.
I am a hot male, 27. You know what? In that case, I'll agree with some extent. I think there was a lot more animosity in the early 2000s. The Red Sox had this 86-year curse that was waiting on them. There was the bitter New York. We had the curse of the Bambino. We had, the Yankees had just won basically 4 straight in the early 2000s, right? They were the team to beat. They were the juggernauts. They're equivalent to what the Dodgers, I would say, are now. And that's why the Padres maybe in them have a more heated rivalry right now. As of right now, the Red Sox have won 4 World Series since. The Yankees have been somewhat of like the Lakers and Cowboys, where they've been good, but they've kind of choked in big moments, i.e. the 5th inning of last year's World Series.
Wow. Yeah.
So maybe there's less animosity, but I still think that this rivalry, you can't argue that this is not one of the biggest rivalries in baseball, and it always will be, I feel.
Listen, man. I agree, but it's the only reason that we're doing that is because of the history, and that's only going to take you so far. Because I can tell a 12-year-old kid right now, like, oh, dude, this is a huge rivalry, but he's like, why? And I'm like, oh, because of what used to happen. And the longer you keep saying it is because it used to happen. It turns into less of a rivalry. Can I ask you a question, Brick? Are you a Red Sox or Yankees fan? A fan of either of these teams?
Maybe I might be a Red Sox fan.
Okay. No, that's a good thing. So, I want to get your take on this series, Brick. What do the Red Sox have to do to beat the Yankees, and vice versa? How could they lose to the Yankees? Is what I'm trying to get at.
So I think the starting rotation, blow for blow, in that short game series, you have Brian Bello, Garrett Crochet, and potentially Lucas Giolito, although I don't think he's going to be starting in Game 3 from what I just saw from ESPN.
I think he comes in Game 2 or 1 out of the bullpen.
Yeah, I think it ultimately comes down to the bullpens for both of them because, I heard you talk about Aroldis Chapman earlier, and he's been, maybe the greatest closing season of all time. I heard you talking about that.
Yeah.
But it also comes down to like the other rotations, right? How good is Garrett Whitlock's going to be? And then I think the biggest thing also, like we're missing Roman Anthony.
Yeah.
Is Roman Anthony going to be missed in this series? They've kind of struggled entering into the postseason, which is not what you want. I think the advantage currently goes to the Yankees right now because they have everything that the Red Sox have. Plus, they have experience from last year. Plus, ultimately, they're entering into here winning like 8 of the last 10 games. So right now, the Yankees have the edge. But, ultimately, it's the postseason. Everything changes now. right now, I think this is going to go. I think this is going to be a 3-game series.
All right. So you think Red Sox take game 1 with Crochet?
I think Red Sox take game 1 with Crochet. Game 2, it's going to be a little bit more dicey. Brian Bell, he's been consistent for them. He's been a good number 2, but I think that there's a lot of bats in that Yankees lineup to worry about. And ultimately, I think for the Yankees, can Aaron Judge perform in the postseason, which, he has struggled in the past. So it'll be interesting to see. I think it's going to be a great series nonetheless. And maybe this helps reinvigorates the Red Sox-Yankees rivalry.
I think it'd be good for the sport. I think it's good for the sport to have a rivalry like this, and I do agree with you. I think it has the capability of going 3. Getting the first one with Crochet on the bump is really, really important. If they get that first one, game 2, like Rodon is a very, very good pitcher, and he's going to be hard to get past, but then you get to game 3, and it's a toss-up from there. I really do think it comes down to how Aaron Judge performs and how the Yankees bullpen stacks up, because I do think that the Red Sox have a slight bullpen edge, but Yankees have some guys coming out. We did also, I don't know if you saw it on the stream, but we did get word about 29 minutes ago via Jeff Passan. Giolito is not on the lineup for the wild card series.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough blow in game 3. I don't know if I can trust the rotation after Giolito. They haven't shown to be consistent. But ultimately, I think the Red Sox are ahead of schedule, right? We didn't expect them to be as good as they are this year. If they could get past the Yankees, I don't really expect them to get past the Blue Jays. I don't think that they could handle the Tigers or the Mariners or even the Guardians are red hot. Who would want to face the Guardians right now?
Absolutely nobody.
Yeah, so I mean, ultimately, I think for the Red Sox fans, ultimately, if they get past the Yankees, the rest of it is just an added bonus. I don't know if they get past the Blue Jays. Blue Jays have a lot of great bats. They have a lot of great pitching as well. They seem to be the team to beat, arguably, in the MLB AL.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah. My one last question for you, Brick, if you got some time for us.
Sure.
There's one player who's not on this team. And he started the year on this team, and he now lives in San Francisco, California. Do you wish, at this moment in time, Rafael Devers was still a Red Sox?
Right now, yes. If Roman Anthony was playing, I would say no. Just because of the chemistry issues that they had starting the season. You saw how much better they were without him for the rest of the season. Right now, especially against the Yankees, with how good he's been against the Yankees, right now I wish they had him. But moving forward, I'm glad they don't have him.
You brought it up, man. He's an absolute Yankee killer. He bats. It seems like he bats 1,000 versus the Yankees. And you have that guy in your lineup for when you face the Yankees in the postseason, and he's not in your lineup right now. And you're DHing Masataka Yoshida. It's like, I would probably rather have Devers DHing or have Devers at third and have Bregman somewhere else. But you still have a formidable lineup. Like Trevor Story, Alex Bregman, and Jarren Duran, if those guys can stay hot and get hot. Nathaniel Lowe can deliver some power punches and stuff, but it's so obvious when I look at this team, like, why is Rafael Devers not on this team? It's weird. And he'd be really useful right now. It's weird.
Well, they had to save some money. They God forbid they got to pay their players and keep them forever. But, yeah, that's my take. I'll probably call back later, but hell yeah, go Sox.
All right, Brick. Brick from Phoenix, thank you so much for joining the show. We'll talk to you later, brother. That was Brick from Phoenix. Thank you so much. Good stuff there. All that being said, I do agree that he goes 3. As much as I want to take the Red Sox because they have that magic juice. Yeah. You know what? Brick from Phoenix talked me into it. We're going Red Sox. Red Sox are beating the Yankees in the wild card round. You heard it here first on TBWZ widescreen radio. The next matchup we have Detroit Tigers and Cleveland. Cleveland was 15.5 games back on the Tigers, and they ended up winning the division. They are the hottest team in baseball by hundreds of degrees. They are hotter than the sun. And the Tigers couldn't be colder, man. Like, to have a 15.5 game lead just taken away from you is wild. is so demoralizing to a team, and then you have to play that team in the wild card round at their ballpark. This was supposed to be a home series for Detroit. Detroit was the favorite. They were supposed to be the home. Okay, let me start that over. We're cooking clips, baby. This game is supposed to be played in Detroit, but it's played in Cleveland because Detroit choked away a 15.5 game lead in the division. I think that Detroit is still a better team on paper, sure. But guess what? This is the MLB postseason. There's no way Detroit is getting past Cleveland. You heard it here first, baby. The Cleveland Guardians are going to beat the Detroit Tigers in 2 games. It's going to be a quick one, too. I don't believe in Detroit being able to get past this. Tariq Skubal was unbelievable to start the season, and kind of tapered off towards the end. He got a little bit tired. I think he's going to be so fired up for this game, and a fired up Tariq Skubal is tough to beat. But man, it's tough to hold that energy and go more than 5 innings. The Guardians bullpen is so good, as it always is. Their pitching, they don't have. It's hard to pinpoint one guy for Cleveland when you're looking at this team and you're thinking, oh, who's going to be the guy? Who's going to be the ace? Who's going to be the guy out of the pen? Every year it gets harder and harder to decide. Obviously, we love Gavin Williams and Tanner Bibby. I think they're 2 solid starters, but it's this group of guys that are in the pen that are just, you never know, man. And I think Joey Cantillo and maybe Slade Sassoni is going to come out of the bullpen as well, but we'll see what they have going for us. Did I look up their depth chart and just figure out who the names are just right then and there? Yes. You caught me. I'm cheating. That's why I'm going to go back to this camera. Ow! Now you can't see. No, but I got to finish filling out my bracket. I think the Guardians take this thing, and man, I wish they changed to just a better team name. I don't mind that they would left the old team name, the Indians. India. It was a great call, Bullet Slinger. Yeah, Brick, thank you so much for that call, man. The Guardians is just kind of a weird name, and it has to do with the bridge or something. I don't know. I don't really care. I'm not gonna go into it. We'll let that one Mets fan, New York opera singer, or New York opera guy. We'll let him be the judge of what's woke or what's not. But yeah, man, I think the Cleveland Guardians take care of Detroit in 2 games, and I think Detroit goes home very sad, and yeah, Detroit stays sad. Then we're moving to Padres Cubs. This is the series. This is the one. This is the one that you mark your calendar. This is the one you put your kids to bed for. This is the one that you don't let a dumb thing come by and pass you by. If Thursday Night Football is on and this game is on the main TV. Hands down, this game is on the main TV. Padres and Cubs is going to be so exciting. Both these teams have had just incredible seasons. They've been so streaky at certain times. Sometimes the Cubs have been so hot and so cold. The Padres had a lead in the division at one point. They had the Dodgers number at one point. Never mind, they didn't. The Padres just can't beat the Dodgers, which is the only thing that's really tough. I'm going to look up their head-to-head record right now against the Dodgers, but I don't think it's good. Baseball Reference is such a good website. Where the hecky? How do I look that up? I'm going to ask my friend Charlie. I have a friend named Charlie that knows everything. I'm going to type in... You guys can't see Charlie, but I'm typing to Charlie right now. Charlie knows everything that I don't know. Charlie knows everything that I don't know. Charlie knows everything that I don't know. Charlie is very smart. Charlie says that in 2025, the Los Angeles Dodgers went 9-4 against the San Diego Padres. They have the Dodgers number, but it doesn't matter because they're not playing the Dodgers. They're playing the Cubs. And the Cubs are very good. Wrigley's going to be absolutely electric. The Cubs need to be back in the postseason. They are. It was one of those teams where no one really knew at the beginning of the season how good they could be or how good they would be, but they turned out to be absolutely incredible. Their pitching is very good. Pete Crow Armstrong is the absolute man. If you don't know that name, you're going to know it by the end of this postseason, should they make a run. The Padres have been here before. It feels like it's either this year or it's not happening for San Diego. I think there's a ton of pressure on them to succeed and to get past the Cubs. Let's check out their bullpen. Let's check out their squad. Let's get a little bit of a deeper dive, because that's what we do here on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. We're still talking baseball, baby. It's a Monday, and we're talking baseball. This is how you know the show's going to be sick. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Dylan Cease, I think, should probably be starting game 1, but they're probably going to go with Pivetta. Michael King is great. Yu Darvish should probably play some games in this wild card series out of the pen. He might even get a spot start game 3 if it gets there, or he's a guy who could come in should one of these guys get blown up early. But they also have the best relief pitcher in the game in Mason Miller. That one is just crazy. The A's, man. The A's, they draft really well, dude. They got a few guys in their farm system I really like. One of them, his name is Tanner something. Tanner Bubba Boobaba, I think. I think it's Tanner Bubba Boobaba. They have an incredible lineup. I love their lineup top to bottom. Luis Arias is an on-base machine. He's going to be awesome. Jake Cronenworth is sick. Obviously, Machado, Bogarts, Merrill, and Tatis. I don't know if Ramon Laureano is going to be back or what's going on here, but I just got a weird notification. What was that? Mom Loves Football followed you. Thank you, Mom Loves Football. That might actually be my mother. That's crazy. Listen, the Padres are a good team, but I went to a Cubs game this year, and man, the Cubs are fun. They play this, dude. After Cubs games, it's the best thing in the whole world. When the Cubs get a win, they play this Cubs win song, end of game. That's a good sentence. They play a song. Dude, this is so electric. I can't hear anything. This is the song. Oh!
Buy MLB tickets.
Bro doesn't have YouTube Premium.
Because
What a
while
loser.
most homers in a season is 73,
What an absolute
we can
loser.
help you.
Yeah! Oh!
Baseball season's underway. Well, you better get ready for a brand new day.
Woo!
Hey, Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are gonna win today. They're singing, Go Cubs, go! Go Cubs, go! Hey, Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are gonna win
today.
Go Cubs, go! Go Cubs, go! Hey, Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are gonna win today. They got the power.
Dude, it's so awesome. It's so sick. First of all, you're just at Wrigley. And they just won the game. Everyone's feeling great. And they played that song and the whole stadium sings it. Everyone stays till the end of the game. No one leaves early. Dude, man, Chicago's a great city, bro. Shout out my friend Megan who lives in Chicago. She's awesome. She's really awesome. And her brother is going to lose to me in fantasy. Listen, Chicago's awesome. They have a great team. I don't know how good their pitching is going to be, especially against the Padres. I think most of these games are going to go over. But listen, like I said, Pete Crow Armstrong, PCA, is unbelievable. If you don't know that name, you're going to know it. Ian Happ gets on base like crazy, and him and Luis Arias are going to be really fun to see go up head-to-head against because no one really plays like those guys anymore. But Nico Horner's great. Nico Horner gets on base a lot. Dansby gets on base a lot. It's a fun team, man. It's a really fun team, and I honestly hate that these teams are playing each other because I want to see them both go on. But my prediction is that the Cubs have... This is year 1 for the Cubs, and this is, year 3 or 4 for the Padres. The Cubs have a lot of magic, man. The Cubs have a lot of magic, but the Padres have been here before. As much as I want to see Chicago get this win, I do believe that the Padres are going to advance. And sound effect. And as I've already said earlier, someone has to be the crazy guy. Wait, am I taking all? I'm taking the Red Sox on the road, Cleveland on the road. Man, this one's so hard. Can I switch? If you're in the chat right now, can you let me know if I could switch? Hey, we got a follower. We're at 6 out of 25 for today. Am I allowed to switch back? I don't know. Reds and Dodgers. Okay. Reds and Dodgers. Obviously, the Dodgers are supposed to win this series. They're a better team on paper. The Reds lost their last game, and they kind of snuck into the playoffs because of how bad the Mets were, not necessarily how they finished. Although they did finish really, really, really well. In August in general, the last week of the season is not exactly what you wanted to see. They had that game. Let's find out what I'm talking about. Sometimes I forget. Pittsburgh. Did that game against Pittsburgh, this one right here, that went to extra innings. That was just such an electric game. What is this? Oh, never mind. They had that game against Pittsburgh that was so electric that they should have won. But they finished really strong, and they won all these games. They swept Chicago, which was crazy. Listen, the Reds are good, man. The Reds are really good. I like Abbott. I like Abbott a lot. I think their bullpen is sneaky good. And listen, it's Tito Francona. It's a Tito Francona coach team, and these teams do well in the postseason. They play small ball well. The Dodgers are the exact opposite. They're a big market team with a ton of money, and they hit home runs. And the Reds are a small market team who plays small ball and gets it done with stolen bases and bunts and hit and runs. And that's what wins games in the postseason. It's so backwards and so dumb, but I really do think that the Reds are going to beat the Dodgers. So that's my wild card predictions. We're now going to move into the divisional series. You obviously have let's is that better for you guys? Whoa. Nope, got worse. Hey, Chicago, what do you say? Cubs gonna win today. Okay. All right, so the divisional series is locked in now for us. Toronto and the Red Sox. Toronto's a great team. It's just one of those things I just don't think they have the juice. They finished the season on a pretty downward swing. The one thing that they have going for them is they don't strike out. I think their bat in ball rate is like 81% or something, which is the highest team has had since the 2017 Astros, who of course won the World Series cheating. Cheaters. I think that was the year they cheated. They're always cheating. The Astros suck. If you hate the Astros, give me a fart. Yep. Oh, okay, cool. I guess we hate the Astros. We hate the Astros. The Blue Jays, I just don't know. When you don't finish like that, it's really tough, especially with the bye. And then you're going to be playing a team that's either the Red Sox or the Yankees that is a very good squad and coming off of a hot win. I don't think the Blue Jays advance. I don't know if it's going to be the Red Sox. I don't know if it's going to be the Yankees, but I know for a fact it's not going to be the Blue Jays going off into the ALCS. We're taking the Red Sox. And Chank Slam. I call that a Chanks Slam. Chanks stands for Chet Hanks. There's no one more badass in this world than Chet Hanks. So that's why when we slam Chank style. And Isn't that fun, guys? Isn't that sweet? That's the Riz noise. All right. I said it before. I'll say it again. Cleveland is the hottest team in baseball, and you're going to be going up against Seattle, who just got swept by the Dodgers. It's going to be cool to watch Seattle play because Cal Raleigh's awesome, and Jose, what's his name? Rodriguez. It was either Rodriguez or something else Hispanic. When you start with Jose, you're definitely not going to go to Smith. If you're Jose Smith out there, DM me. Call into the show. You've got a fan for life over here. Jose Smith. Man. It's going to be cool to see Seattle playing. That stadium's going to be electric. It's going to be so much fun. This is a team that's never won the World Series. This is a team that doesn't get here too often. I absolutely love the idea of Seattle winning this thing. I hate that team because I'm an Angels fan. It's hard for me to get past that. But putting my biases aside, let's be honest here. Seattle's a way better team than the Guardians. Seattle, at the deadline, got Eugenio Suarez, and they got Josh Naylor. They completely retooled their team and made their lineup so much better at the deadline. And if Brian Wu is healthy, their ace, I mean, he's pretty unhittable, man. They're going to be a tough team to hit, and they have Logan Gilbert as well coming out of there. They've got the pitching, they've got the bullpen, they've got everything you could possibly need to win the World Series. Like I'm not even joking. They might be the best team in the MLB, given what they did at the deadline and where their team is and how fired up that fan base is going to be for this thing. That being said, it's so much pressure. When you've never been here before and your team does everything they can possibly do to get you to the postseason and you make it there, man, it's one thing just to get there. It's a whole nother thing to actually win the thing. I think this series goes long. I think it's a fun series. I think Cal Raleigh gets pitched around a lot. I don't know if Cleveland's going to throw to him, really. Cal Raleigh, bro, like, you've had an incredible season. It's been absolutely electric to watch you play. Do I think you're on steroids? Yeah, I do. That's so mean. Just to completely discredit his amazing season and be like, you're on steroids. It just popped up out of nowhere. It's kind of weird. Same with Aroldis. Aroldis, you're on watch. Aroldis Chapman and Cal Raleigh, you're on watch. I think you guys are juicing. I think you're on steroids. Does it matter what I say? No, not really. How's the movie doing? Oh, yeah. It's a crazy hard scene to shoot. It was all at night and like in Myanmar. And so they're, yeah, just, if you watch a documentary on the making of Apocalypse Now and then watch Apocalypse Now, it's going to make you appreciate it a lot more, but it's a great movie. That's what we're watching back here on TBWZ Radio. We're always playing a movie. And we're always taking calls. If you want to call in, you call 213-352-5216. That's TBWZ Widescreen Radio, 213-352-5216. Guardians in Seattle, it's a tough one to get past. I think if Seattle plays Detroit, they roll them. And I think if they're playing the Guardians, it's going to be a little bit more of a struggle. That being said, we got a weird team of destiny type feeling right now in Seattle. And if Brian Wu's healthy, I think they roll through it. Cleveland being as hot as they are is really, really tough, man. And especially coming off of a win here in the wild card round. It's hard for me to get past that. So, Guardians, you're advancing. Congratulations, Cleveland. Congrats, Cleveland. Me and the two viewers right now have announced that you're going to the ALCS. Congrats, Cleveland. Cleveland and Boston in the ALCS. Who would have thought? At the beginning of the year, nobody. But here we are. It's baseball. In the divisional series, it's pretty easy. I think the Brewers are very, very, very good. The Brewers are very good. But I'm just doing this thing again where the Padres are going to be coming off a huge series against the Cubs, or the Cubs are coming off a huge series against the Padres. If it's the Cubs, I think the Brewers go easily because, they play so much, I don't think it's as big a deal. But man, San Diego, if they get here and they stay hot the way they should, like especially with the Dodgers being out and not having that threat of the Dodgers, it's tough for me to pass up the Padres. So as good as Milwaukee is, as good as they've been all year, Corbin Burns is so incredible. Let me just make sure he's still the guy. Hey Chicago, what do you say? Cubs gonna win today. How good is that song? Go Cubs go. Go Cubs go. Oh. Corbin Burns is on the Orioles. I'm an expert. I know everything I'm talking about. No, I don't. That's the best part about this show is no one knows what they're talking about. And anyone who claims they're an expert on sports is stupid because experts are dumb. Experts said that the Packers would win last night, and they didn't. They tied. Close, but no. Seager. Jose Quintana having an incredible year. As old as he is. Steroids? Maybe. Jake Mizrowski is probably going to get some starts in here. I don't think he's going to be the fifth guy out of the rotation. I think he's going to definitely be getting some starts earlier on there. But Trevor McGill is really, really hard to hit. He's one of the top closers in the league. So if their pitching stays hot and their bats do what they're supposed to do and they get the ball to Trevor McGill late, they're going to be a really hard team to beat. I have this weird thing inside of me that when a team wins a wild card division, a team wins a wild card game and then comes in to see a team that's had a 2-week bye, it's not a 2-week bye, a week bye. It's hard for me not to take the team that's super hot right now. On the flip side, it's like they're rested and the other team's bullpen has been strained and whatever, yada, yada, yada. But man, if the Padres beat the Cubs in Chicago and then take that quick trip over to Milwaukee, it's going to be hard for me not to take them. And so in this case, in this scenario, I do think that the Padres advance past the Brewers. Chink slam. And then lastly, the Reds, Phillies. This one's super easy for me. The Phillies are my team to win the World Series. Spoiler alert. The Reds beating the Dodgers is so sick and so awesome. I would not be the most surprised if it's the Reds here. I'm not the most surprised if they win because it's like, wow, you're so hot. Like, it's hard to beat you. If it's the Dodgers here, I think it's the Phillies easily. If it's the Dodgers. I don't believe in the Dodgers. I don't know why. I do know why. It's because I haven't watched the games. That was funny. I'm taking the Phillies here to beat the Reds in this spot. So our ALCS is going to consist of the Red Sox and the Guardians, and then our NLCS is the Padres and the Phillies. Both of these series would be absolutely electric. They'd be so much fun, especially Padres-Phillies. That one is such a toss-up. If it goes 7, we are just being blessed by the baseball gods. You can see them both now. If it goes 7, we're just being absolutely blessed by the gods of baseball and by just regular God. The awesomest God there is. Go Jesus. It's going to be a great series. This is the part when you get into the ALCS and the NLCS games where, man, football for me is like, it's important and it's cool, but I'm way more excited to watch these games. You know, call me whatever you want. You can call me a little, if you believe that, for going baseball over football, but in these spots, it'd be hard to pass up these games. So if it's Red Sox Guardians, like I have predicted it to be, this is a team of destiny type situation in Cleveland. They're going to be so hot right now. They're going to be feeling so good. I believe they'll have home field advantage. Let's see. No, what are we doing? Go Cubs, go. The Guardians will, in fact, have home field advantage. Yes. It's got to be Cleveland. The Guardians will have home field advantage there. It's going to be electric. I know it's not the biggest deal, but it does help, and that bullpen is just going to be so good if they get there. I absolutely love Cleveland in this spot. I think Cleveland's going to the World Series, baby. Congrats to the city of Cleveland. You heard it here first. You're going to the World Series. What the hell? Oh, not the right one. And then this one, I've already kind of gotten to it. Padres, this could be a toss-up. This could be one of the greatest series of all time. The bats are going to be on fire. So many home runs. Such good pitching, but the bats are going to absolutely lead this thing. Take the over. If there was a total number for the series, take the over. Take the over every game. Take the over as much as possible when the Padres are playing and the Phillies are playing. They're just going to hit bombs. Schwarber, he's absolutely electric. He's going to be fun to watch. But yeah, Phillies are going to beat the Padres. And then we got one of those World Series matchups where people look at it and they go, "What? I don't want to watch this. What? Cleveland and Philly? I don't want to watch this. It's an East Coast Midwest matchup. Midwest? Is Ohio in the Midwest? Call in right now and let me know if you think Ohio's in the Midwest or the other place that it could possibly be, which I don't even know. The Ohio Valley? Is that what it's called? I don't know. I just know they're a swing state, but I've been there. I've been to a few places in Ohio. Ain't much swinging going on in there. It seems pretty stuck in its ways. It seems like it's pretty solid for one side, the right side, and by right I mean the direction. I think. I don't know. I don't do politics on this show, but I think I just did. This one's easy for me. It's the Phillies, baby, and just like that. The Philadelphia Phillies are your World Series champions, according to TBWZ Widescreen Radio. There you have it. That's how we do it over here at TBWZ. We've picked the Phillies as the World Series champions, so go Phillies, go! Shout out to my boy Jack from Philadelphia.